Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice Radio. So today, we're going to be taking a look at a new Ultra Necrozma card, which has been revealed over on the official Japanese YouTube and been translated by the lovely Antoine Boulet, who by now we know is a very lovely person. So if we start off having a little bit of a look at the basics, you've got 110 HP, which is alright for a basic. It's right there in line with Zapdos, for instance, although slightly lower than Volcanion, which makes us a little bit sad, but not sad enough that we won't get over it. The retreat cost of 2, again, is a little bit annoying. You will get free retreat with Beware, but it's still not a particularly ideal retreat cost to have. Weakness to Fairy, with 110 HP, it doesn't really matter. I mean, yeah, fine. You've got Gardevoir and Sylveon, but Gardevoir and Sylveon are getting a one-hit KO on you with their main attack anyway, so it doesn't really matter that they're hitting you for weakness. Honestly, there aren't many relevant fairy Pokemon that won't one-hit KO you anyway, so don't worry about it. Although it is kind of annoying that you are a Dragon Pokemon and you're hitting nothing for weakness. Now it's quite nice because you've got stuff like Zinnia and End's Preparation to accelerate energy. And if you really want, you've got the Altaria from Dragon Majesty to do a little bit of extra damage if you're willing to pile a few stage 1s on your field, so that's alright. And I suppose you could use Lance Prism Star to get it out, though I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. No, if you're an evolved Dragon Pokemon at the moment, it's lovely. Otherwise, being a Dragon Pokemon's a bit meh. What I will say is you do have Mysterious Treasure to search yourself out, meaning that you have much better Pokemon search than your average typing at the moment. But what does it actually do? Well, the ability's a weird one. Ultra Burst. This Pokemon cannot attack if your opponent has 3 or more prize cards remaining. Oh. So you can't actually attack until your opponent is halfway to winning the game. Nah, I'm lying to you. It's 2/3 of the way towards winning the game. Because actually, if your opponent has taken 3 prizes, then they do have 3 or more remaining and you can't attack. Essentially, they have got to have 2 or fewer prize cards remaining in order for this to actually attack. This doesn't work unless your opponent has got 1 or 2 prizes left to take before they win the game. Now, it's not all bad news, because clearly the attack is going to be really good, and it is really good. The thing is, can we turn off this ability? Yes. But it's an awkward one. You see, at the moment, we've got Latios, and Latios has got a pretty good attack that blocks Tag Team GXs. And it's got a kind of annoying ability whereby if you've got 4 or fewer Pokemon in play, you cannot attack. You've got to have 5 Pokemon or 6 in order to attack with Latios. Cool. And we can turn it off with Power Plant. So if you're really worried about using Latios, drop a Power Plant, it turns off. Problem is, there's only one real way to turn off non-GX abilities at the moment. It's slacking. Yep, there is a slacking, the one that came around in Celestial Storm, that when it's in the active, no Pokemon other than slacking have abilities. That means that this will actually become a really good slacking count. You can already see it does 170. If you're against a slacking, slacking will turn off your ability and you can attack whenever you like. That is the only way. So the attack better be gosh darn good, and it is. 1 Psychic, 1 Metal Energy, 170 damage. Discard an energy attached to the defending Pokemon. So you are doing 170 damage and getting an automatic energy discard from your opponent. That, for 2 energy, is an incredible attack. It's utterly brilliant. Now, bearing in mind it is an Ultra Beast, and we didn't talk about this earlier, but it bears talking about now. So you've got Beast Energy to do an extra 30 damage, puts you up to 200. Well, that's pretty gosh darn good. Then, of course, we got that new Beast Knight tool that I showed you the other day, which when you attach it to an Ultra Beast does an extra 10 damage for each prize card you've taken. So that 200 goes up to, well, potentially up to 250. If your opponent's got 2 prizes remaining and you've got 1, chuck a Beast Knight and a Beast Energy on here, and all of a sudden you're doing 250 damage for 2 energy. It's going to be difficult to make an argument that that's not phenomenal, because it clearly is phenomenal. Then, of course, let's not forget that you've got B-String. And B-String is brilliant here, because B-String will pay the attack cost. Now, to be fair, B-String will not do the extra 30 damage. You'd need Beast Energy for that. But B-String here works perfectly. Plus, we already play Ultra Necrozma GX in Malamar decks, so there's nothing to stop you playing this in a Malamar deck as well, attaching 1 energy with Malamar, whacking on a Beast Energy, and you're good to go. Getting the energy on here isn't an issue. We've also got cards like Energy Switch and Tag Switch that you could use if you really want to. I mean, this is a Pokemon that is coming in when your opponent has all but won the game. This is a Pokemon that is coming in when your opponent is going to go ahead and win in a turn or two. This is your, my opponent's got 2 prizes remaining, I'd better go and smash kind of attack. So using something like a Tag Switch or a just regular Switch, to be honest, is fine. If your opponent's got 2 good Pokemon ready to go and 2 prizes remaining before they win the game, they're winning the game. Simple as that. But if they've got 1 good Pokemon and 2 prizes remaining before they win, then all of a sudden Ultra Necrozma comes in and potentially sweeps to victory. Now, the other thing to remember here is, of course, that you are discarding an energy. So we've also got Reset Stamp. And I like the combination here. So let's say, for argument's sake, you're against a Blacephalon deck. Now, Blacephalon is going to get a whole bunch of energy on the field using Naganadel, but they need to have 2 energy on Blacephalon in order to actually go and get a KO. So let's say they've only got 2 energy on Blacephalon. They've taken a KO. They go down to 2 prizes remaining. You bring up your Ultra Necrozma, you attack into Blacephalon, you discard 1 of their energy, and now they've only got 1 energy on Blacephalon. If they want to win the game next turn, they're going to need an energy or potentially something like an Energy Switch. Cool. You play a Reset Stamp to put them to 1 or 2 cards in hand, making it much less likely they'll draw the energy they need to win, and that could be enough for you to just win out the game. This is not an early game Pokemon. This is a late game Pokemon. But I love the fact here that either you can go and take a big KO, or if you're against something like a Tag Team GX where you're not taking a KO, you're discarding 1 of their energy. And it's late in the game. So Reset Stamp will put them down to 1 or 2 cards in hand. And if they don't draw that extra energy to keep attacking, they're gone. Yes, something like Reshiram and Charizard can still use Outrage. And yes, something like Pikachu and Zekrom is going to be constantly accelerating energy using their first attack. They're going to be sitting there using full Blitz and getting energy out, and fine. But I will say, ladies and gentlemen, that there'll be plenty of decks that will not cope with losing that energy. And to be fair, you're doing a lot of damage anyway. Straight off the bat, you're doing 170, which gets a KO on stuff like Dedenne and Jirachi. If you add a Beast Energy to go up to 200, you're getting stuff like Blacephalon and Ultra Necrozma GX. But with Beast Knight there, you can easily get up to, say, 210 and get a 1-hit KO on the new Naganadel, for instance. There is a lot to like. To be fair, with Beast Energy and Beast Knight, you can actually get up to a 1-hit KO on Pikachu and Zekrom. If you've taken 4 prizes and you've got a Beast Energy and a Beast Knight on, you are hitting 240 and getting a 1-hit KO. Doesn't matter how much energy they've accelerated with full Blitz. I love this. I love that you've got energy acceleration built in with B-String and Malamar. I love that you're doing so much damage. I love that this combo's so nice with Reset Stamp, and I love that you've got other ways to make this do extra damage. No, it's not a Pokemon that can be used throughout the game, but it doesn't need to be. We've seen phenomenal cards recently like Buzzwole and Nihilego, who are also Ultra Beasts, which are not good throughout the game, but it doesn't matter. because they're good at some point. And I think that makes this a 4 Wassy card. This is going to get played in Malamar decks. It's going to get played in Ultra Beast decks. No, it's not a phenomenal card from the beginning to the end of the game, but if your opponent's got 2 prizes remaining and you're running low on resources, this is one of the best cards out there. But I'd very much like to know what you think about it, so let me know in the comment section. Go nuts, me nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at The Wassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. And please do make sure you're checking out youtube.com/WassyPlays, where we talk about a whole bunch of games that don't even have any Pokemon in. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.